Alright, so today I'm going to talk about a little bit about finding your joy and how I am on my journey of finding my new joy. Um, my life kind of changed about 2 years ago. I was working a career that I felt very successful at. I had lots of people working under me. I was in the senior industry, and I was really, I felt like I was making a lot of achievements and accomplishments, and you're helping people, and you're just doing so many things for others and the community that, you felt really good about it. But in reality, people will look at someone and say, that person, they look happy and they're always out and they're doing things, but inside I wasn't feeling that way. Inside, I would come home from work and my phone wouldn't stop ringing, and my son's crying in the background, and I'm hiding in the bathroom to take conference calls. Me and my husband are arguing because I'm always on the phone or I'm always working. I would go out with my friends to dinner and I'd have to leave, and I just never come back because I'm on the phone all the time. Could anybody relate to that feeling?
Amen, sister.
Right?
Feel ya.
And so I was starting to hate my phone. I would, if I forgot my phone somewhere, like, it would be such a relief because it just never stopped. Somebody always needed something. And I was the type of person that I said yes to everything. And it wasn't that I was trying to, show that I could do everything. I was just the type of person that I just can't say no to anything. And I felt like, I see the need in this person and they need help, so I just want to go and help them. I would have to go out and meet a client at 9 o'clock at night because there's an emergency. I would have to, at 5 o'clock when everybody else, the rest of the world's getting off from work, I would be going and working at that time. And it just never stopped. It was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it just never, ever stopped. I could never turn it off. I got to the point where my husband moved out of our bedroom into the guest room, and I was sleeping with my phone. It was just me, and then here's my phone. And, I always had to keep it charged. It was my significant other. And so a lot of things were happening in my life that was just making me not find my joy anymore. And I'm taking it out on those I love around me. So things needed to change, and I didn't know how to change them. So how I thought I could change them would be shopping. How many times do you go to the store and you see like this new mug or this bright shiny pillow or this new necklace, and you look at that thing like, I think that's going to bring me some joy, right? So I started creating this home where while I'm at home and I'm relaxing, I can find my joy again. But that wasn't the case. I would sit in my beautiful new throw blanket with my cute little mug, but my phone's ringing. I just couldn't sit down and enjoy it. I'd go take a bubble bath, but my phone's there. There's just nothing I could do that would help me find my joy. I was listening the other day to Stephanie's podcast. I was at work, actually.
Woo, I have a listener!
Yeah, so you do have a listener. At first, I'm like, what is this? And so I put it on, and I'm like, it's an hour? Like, okay. But I actually sat there and I listened to the whole hour. I had it going on in the background at work, and I was like, I felt like I could really relate to that person that you're talking about. Because I'm like, that was so me. That's how I felt. And, my friends were looking at me like, you're so lucky, you got this great job. I was making great money, bought a new house, I bought a new car. But once again, I was buying those things because I thought that they were going to bring me joy. And so, needless to say, something had to change. So one day, I'm at home with my son. My phone's not ringing for once, and we just wanted to get out of the house. Let's go out and let's do something together. So I get on Facebook. A lot of moms can relate. You're looking for something to do in the area, something that's cheap. You get on Facebook, you go to events, and you find something that's happening. Right? If you're not on Facebook events, I don't know your event.
Yeah.
So I go onto Facebook events. I find an event happening at a church. It's a free carnival. Come to this carnival. They have animals and hot dogs and all this fun stuff. Bring your kids out 7 o'clock at night on a Saturday. I'm like, okay, this sounds like fun. And so we go, and the church was Bayside. We go to Bayside in Roseville, and I get to the church, and I see the carnival, but there's nobody there. I was like, okay. I get back on Facebook at this, I'm like 7 o'clock, today's the right day. Why is there nobody there? So I go inside and I ask them, I said, I see that you guys have an event happening tonight. It's supposed to start at 7. Am I like early? What's going on? They're like, no, it's after church service. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because at this point in my life, I'm not religious. And not that I have anything against religion at this point in my life, but it just wasn't for me. I wanted to go to this event. I didn't want to have to sit here and listen to someone talk about God for an hour. And he said to me, he's like, you know what? Why don't you just come in? We have coffee, we have bagels. But what you really got me at was we have free childcare.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, you're going to take my kids for 1 hour.
Right.
I'm like, free childcare, and you're going to give me coffee and bagels. I was like, you know what? I could just snooze through this service. Like, I sat in the back. I sat down with my coffee, my bagel. I'm ready to put my legs up, close my eyes. Jackson's in childcare. I actually get a moment to myself, right? So I sit in there, and something happens. The preacher's talking, and I'm not trying to listen to what he's saying. I'm like trying to put him in the background. But something happened to me where everything that he's talking about is what I was going through in my life. And what he was talking about is, what are you putting up on this pedestal? And for me, what I'm putting up on this pedestal is my career, is my job, is all these people that I'm trying to help. Right? I'm putting these people up on the pedestal. I'm not putting God up on this pedestal. I'm not putting my family up on this pedestal. And I'm nowhere, even myself is not near this pedestal. And so everything that I'm kind of putting on this pedestal and worshiping is not making me happy. How am I going to change things? And so that kind of something there clicked. And I felt like that weirdo in the stage because I'm just crying. I'm crying. I'm like, I hope nobody looks at me. Just everyone looks forward. But I was like, something happened to me. And I picked up my son after that, and he's fun. He was alive. We're all good. We go to the carnival, but I was like, I need to come back here again. Because something that I didn't have before is I'm feeling something starting to fill with it. And I don't know if I'm looking for God, or I don't know what is happening, but all I know is when I sit in church, I'm listening to something that is relating to my life. And so I kept going back. And God was telling me in my life I needed to make some big changes. And so I stopped saying, saying yes to everything. I stopped saying yes to everything. I felt like, if I wasn't going to this job, if I wasn't doing it, who am I? Like, you take away that part of my identity, I have no idea who I am. I have no purpose, but that wasn't true at all. It wasn't true at all. And so when I stopped, putting, like, these titles on myself, when I stopped trying to please everybody around me, and I just started pleasing myself, and I started being there and really, like, paying attention and having a dinner with my family and putting the phone away, I changed careers. That was like the hardest thing for me. I left a job where when I left, a lot of other people were saying, oh, come work for me, come do this. But I just had to like close out those blinders because it wasn't about the money. It was about what was going to make me happy, right? And so I thought, okay, first of all, we created this lifestyle. How are we going to afford this lifestyle that we just created? I just bought a new house. I just bought a new car. I like going and getting a massage or getting my nails done. Those are things that I thought brought me joy. How am I going to continue to afford those things without working the job that I'm working? And I didn't stop to think about, my husband, who was a stay-at-home dad, who came here so he could go to college to be a cameraman, and he's not been able to do what he's wanted to do because I've been doing what I wanted to do. It was all about me. And so when we were able to like sit down and talk about things, I realized, I need my husband a lot more than I thought I did. I was able to sit down and talk, have a conversation with him, and I realized that he actually wanted to get on board more. He actually wanted to do more than just be a stay-at-home dad. Although he loved it, I wasn't even giving him those opportunities. I was hindering him from what he could achieve. And so we made changes in our life. I stopped worrying about, the things that I can't control, and I started saying, I can't control these things. We're going to do our best to make do with what we have. I don't need to go get a massage every week. I don't need to get my nails done. I don't have to buy every single new throw pillow that's on sale. Gosh, I have a lot of throw pillows. I do. My husband, he clears off the bed. He's like, why do we have so many pillows on the bed? It's because it's beautiful, and I just love it. We stopped doing all those things. I stopped going to a job that wouldn't allow me to take my kid to school or pick him up or go on field trips. I started finding something that allowed me to do the things that I really wanted to do in life, and that was being there for my family. That was, being able to wake up and have breakfast with them or have dinner with them or just go to sleep, hold my child when he wants to go to sleep. Because that was oftentimes, Jackson just wanted me to go and lay with him, but I couldn't because I'm on the phone. I'm sorry. You're going to have to deal with it. Where's your dad at? So those things weren't important at all. And so now, my husband's working. We are working together. We have a marketing company. So it's nice. We get to work from home. We get to work with each other, being creative and doing social media and ads and all kinds of fun stuff. And, we're really finding our joy together and working together. And I'm realizing, I've been with my husband for almost 16 years. He is truly my best friend. And we had lost that to a point where I thought we might get a divorce. I thought this isn't going to work anymore. And I was truly being selfish with myself. I was putting everything up above my family. So now, just changing the way that you think about things. Realizing, this doesn't have to be your entire world. That, you can find joy. You can do things a different way. And somehow, it's going to work. Somehow, every month, I'm still able to pay my bills. Have money left over. God does provide for us. And so, that's me finding my joy.
That's awesome.